What's good, people? Welcome back to the Nerd Crate. Welcome back to my little segment that I like to call Tim's 101, inspired by the good Chris McFeely. If you ever sees that, love your work, dude. Today I want to go back a little bit to my basics to Transformers. And for that, a company, same as with Storm Collectibles, a company I hold very near and dear to my heart because they are probably the company with the best communication around. You can always write them. They will reply pretty quick. And with pretty quick, I don't mean 2 or 3 days. I mean like hours at the latest. You know, they are very, very quick, very forthcoming, absolutely sympathetic and friendly, and always keen to help you out. So if you got defects with any figures, I don't know, questions about shipping progress or anything, they will always get back to you. And the absolutely most insane that I found was, I'm actually friends with their kind of personal profile, Hobby Man. And when my mother died, the guy sitting behind that account saw my post about my mother, and Fans Hobby told me, condolences about your mother, in a private message. I think all the other companies still have to pay their dues in terms of communication, and Fans Hobby did that. So that's intense. I got a few questions answered by them. We're gonna take a look at those later, which is also going to help us with a bit of their website, which we are going through. You know how I like to do it. And for that, I decided to go with the Facebook first, because this is pretty much where everybody in the Western Hemisphere gets their news from. The Eastern people all have their Weibo. Not feasible to us. So let's go from here. First thing you see, of course, is news for the newest figure, which is MB50 Naval Commander, which is their Transformers Armada Optimus Prime. And when you scroll down a little bit, you see all the likes and everything. And what you also see is very interesting. Page created June 19th, 2016, which also fits with my little questionnaire that I got. We're gonna open that up later. And it all goes pretty much after or from itself. It's pretty easy. You just scroll down and you see what you have. You have all the pictures from the Naval Commander here. You see the upgrade set from Double Evil, their Overlord, which came a lot later. We'll get to that. I want to get a little bit into the history, but just to show you a little bit how feasible are these guys besides the private messages and the comments and what I told you about. So those guys are very transparent. You see their sprues for the Overlord, the Double Evil upgrade into the IDW G1 Overlord. And we see, that's also very cool, we see picture sets from famous photographers like Plastic Spark Photography. That's also nice, with comment sections that are very, let's call them lively. There's a lot going on. And we have the Machine Eagle. The machine was Optimus Prime. And the good thing is, I don't want to hold up your time too much with this. There's a lot of history going on with this. This is only supposed to be the basics. Everything you pretty much see on here, on the Facebook page, you also see on their Instagram. They are very, very thorough with sharing their stuff on both platforms. So what we see here, we see the updates that we saw earlier, but we don't see the Plastic Spark Photography, but then we see another picture set. So they are very thorough. You can't always get everything. I believe that's even is it. Yeah, that's it. They're super thorough. They pretty much share what you have. You also see the fanshobby.com link where we're heading to soon. And we also have IGTV, we have tagged. So extremely thorough. We see a lot of different stages. We see like their earliest sprues. We see even earlier prototypes, unpainted, test mock-ups, tests about transformations, as here. there's so much. Also here, tests for different materials, seemingly. So production upgrades for the Armada Prime. There's just so much going on with Fans Hobby. They're so transparent, and they really, I believe one of their standards and also approaches is that you have pretty much the best experience that you can have with third-party transformers, maybe even inspired by the companies that aren't as thorough and aren't as communicative. But things are going up. Just remind yourself of the name X-Transpots. Those guys are raising their game. So next up we come to fanshobby.com, which leads us to fans-hobby.myshopify.com, where we see the newest updates of Machine Ego pre-order, the shopping cart and everything, with front page, home, story shop, figures, accessories, news and wholesale, and pretty much everything from the online stores, which pretty much brings us to the basics now, because it's pretty thorough. We can see it was, as we see in the questions, just here for you quick. Fans Hobby was founded in 2016, fits perfectly. Arch Enemy, their machine war, no, not their machine wars, sometimes. Robots in Disguise, also known as car robots, was made as the first ever MB01, stands for Master Builder. And it was already the same production quality. They came out swinging, really, with those. I remember with Ben's Collectibles, when he got the first one and he reviewed them, he was very surprised by the quality. And I can only back that up when I think about the Power Baser that I got. The original MB06 is standing behind me. I was very surprised, and I saw little things that I thought, they did this with a certain goal in mind. After the Robots in Disguise Arch Enemy, then came Megatooth, their Repugnus from the Monster Bots, and that was like, Repugnus, where the hell did that came from? Because nobody had done Monster Bots. We seen Headmasters from Market Toys and from Fans Toys. That was pretty much the niche in the Transformers a little bit. But Monster Bots, that was new, and we see it had a great mode, and they followed that up pretty soon with their Phylon. I don't know the name of that guy. I wasn't too fluid down the line with Monster Bots, but then they went with Red Dragon. Red Dragon, I believe. Yeah, that was their, I believe, Beast Wars 2? I believe Beast Wars 2 Megatron. Then there came the obvious repaint of Arch Enemy, the Gunfighter 2, so the Robots in Disguise Optimus Prime, all with the same quality, and pretty much down the line, Fans Hobby always had a great reputation, also in terms of build. A little bit less on the communications, what I don't get, because what I like is that those are huge masterpiece figures, but you can still handle them. They are light but sturdy. Light but sturdy. That's the thing, that's a quality I like. The thing where I jumped in then was the original Power Baser, the MB06, their Power Master Optimus Prime. And here we see renders, and it came out like this final, and I was happy with that dude. At first I thought the tolerances, when you had these parts and these had to plug around and these on here, this went up, one of those flaps opened up and you had to fold it over. There needed to be a lot of give in the tolerances, but it worked fine. And the more you fiddled with the guy, the more it actually worked. This was eventually sold out, which is cool, I'm happy for them. And they did it as MB06 CV2 with chrome parts, and also with the front bumper able to be dropped down and folded to the back. Very cool. Very, very cool. And they did several different versions of those. The Nucleon Quest, black repaint. It's not Nemesis Prime, it's Nucleon Quest. And they redid it as a Thunderclash, Lightning Eagle, as a Machine Eagle. They did a Marvel Comics G1 UK, that is crazy, upgrade set. I got that from them. Super happy about that. And also a few conventions exclusive, like the Shanghai Comic Con Shattered Glass colors. Beautiful. It's not on this page here, I believe. I don't see it. So that's pretty special. Imagine Power Master Optimus Prime as purple. I don't want to jump around too much, you know. They also did the double evil, and that was surprising for everybody when we think about the size of this guy. This guy towered over Power Baser. And with the tolerances on the Power Baser and the packs in there, everybody pretty much, especially me, were thinking, is there a God Ginrai coming? And it was. They did a God bomber named God Armor. And I get that too. You find all of that on my channel. And that was crazy. Great modular build, sturdy. Sadly, the V1 Power Baser ratchets in the thighs weren't strong enough, but it works. So that's always good. Then they had other projects with Geoff Senior together. They made trailers for the Scourge with a special print on there with art by him, which is crazy. Looks amazing. Stickers, and also here you see the art for it, what they did, and also a simple one for Scourge. And then they went further into the Super God Masterforce and Victory line with Athena. I'm not going down all the years, you know. There's a lot of, I don't know. I could have done it through Dime Shock or everything. There's just so much. This just meant to show you what you can get from those guys, and kind of a, let's say, what's on their mind, what they are concentrating on. Next up was their MB12 Athena. I fiddled with them during Sentinel Bay Review Sentinel Summerfest. What's up, dude? So I didn't like it build-wise, but there are a lot of people out there that are happy with them. It's just not my taste. I don't know. But nevertheless, it's a great approach that they're going into Headmasters now. Next will be their, what is it called? That's weird. Lightning Eagle Athena. Okay, it's not here yet. We find that on their Instagram real quick. The next is their Go Shooter, which is Ace Hitter. It's another junior Headmaster. I'm not fluid with that, not one bit. Didn't watch it too much. I got the Power Baser only because the Super God Masterforce / Power Master Optimus Prime, that was my Optimus Prime. I never got a G1 Optimus Prime, so that was my G1 Optimus Prime. So there's a lot of nostalgic feelings I got for that dude, and that's pretty much their site. Very easy connection. Here we see more news. I don't know how fluid they are with actually keeping that up to date. 9 sites. It starts with the oldest. Should have made this the other way around, but we see they're already back then, Toronto 2017. A lot of prototype pictures. So like I said, very thorough with everything that are showing. Also here, what they show in comparison, proportion wise, with their Power Baser and the then currently timed, I believe it was a Titan's Return Power Master Optimus Prime. That's good for what it is. I got the God Ginrai completed here, but this is just way bigger and gives you way more. So there's a lot more coming. I think there's a very bright future for those guys at hand. And I can't wait to see what they're coming up with. You know, that's I believe that's going to be crazy. Also, sales section here, direct wholesalers. So if you got a shop, no problem there. So like I said, they're very thorough, very thorough. Like I said, that's only the basics. But what I still got for you guys is a little questionnaire. The first one we had out of the way. Fans Hobby was founded in 2016. That was cool. I asked, with what goal in mind did those guys found Fans Hobby? And their answer was straight to the point: to offer a playable and collectible figure to fans, be despots at least happy to play with. So you can put it up, it looks good, it's a collectible, but you can fiddle with it without problems. So I never had much breaking on mine, only on the guard bomber because the connection was a little wonky, but they did instructions for that. I made it wrong still, so it was my fault. I asked if there at first was another idea behind all that, and it seems they were very concentrated from the get-go what they wanted to do, which is great. They also have their own factory, so that's also the good thing. You never find a, I don't know, let's call it a subsiding standard in production quality. It's always the same high quality plastic, tampons, paint, overall it's all the same. I also asked them which figures actually sold out, and I need to turn up on the shop real quick again and check that, so I can tell you which figures actually sold out. So the MB03A sell out, that's a Phi Long. Then the MB06, the original Power Baser, sold out. The MB06B sold out. I believe that was the Shanghai exclusive Power Baser. Then the MB08, the Double Evil, their Overlord, sold out. MB11 is their God Armor, so people were keen, very happy on a God Armor, a God Bomber, and a God Ginrai. And MB11B, so meaning also the Shanghai. Many people seemingly wanted to have a Shattered Glass God Ginrai, which is cool, you know, big niches, but people jump in it. Then I asked if those guys have kind of a roadmap, like a timeline frame on what is coming out, if there's a target somewhat, and also how to introduce stuff and how far they plan ahead. And they said normally it's about a year. So that's a great plan. It's not like what the Hot Toys does, for example. Also an episode coming. I don't know how I'm not gonna that do, because that's long, but we're gonna see. They have 2 to 3 years sometimes, which is rough. Hulkbuster, I believe it was 5 or 6 years. So a year is great. I asked them if they collect figures themselves, or figures in general, their own figures, or of course Transformers. They collect Star Wars Black Series, Marvel Legends, Transformers, Gashapon toys, and seemingly a lot of other manga and anime stuff. So for fans, by fans, which is cool. I also asked them, is there a character they would like to do, but that doesn't fit their current plan? You know, like with Super God Masterforce, Victory, and niche stuff like Thunderclash. And they said, we are a market-driven brand and we make items that the market needs, so rarely making figures out of your plan. Which also means that maybe they did a questionnaire or a survey some way down the line, and the market told them Victory and Super God Masterforce, which is cool. Those guys listen. And the final question I had, what is the greatest challenge when designing such a figure? And they said to make a balance between creativity, aesthetic, playability, and cost. And I think this is actually a great challenge, and also great approach, and also standard to what to do actually, because I think they succeed. You see every figure and you know what it is, of course if you're fluid with the base material, but you see it and still you have it in hand and you see, okay, we got a color here, there's a little bit of difference here, the materials are great, you can transform it, easy. Sometimes it's weird with the Athena, that's what I didn't like. Then the Tampos, a little bit more of a Cybertronian approach. So I think those guys are amazing. I think that's a great company. I have high respect for them, and I only wish them the best, and I can only recommend them. And if you want to check out a few figures from my channel, the Fans Hobby God Bomber, God Baser, what I call them, the God Ginrai. I have the Power Baser, the Black Power Baser, and also the upgrade set. It's all in the playlist down below, and also up in the eye if you want to check that out. And otherwise, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. So it's just a little bit of the basics. I don't want to punish you with too much of basics and I don't know, like one-dimensional talk and stuff, you know? So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I see you guys soon. From the timeline, when I think forward, I think the next up is gonna be a little bit of a surprise. Maybe some people can use it. I sure was happy I was able to do it, and happy I got a fix. That's all I would say to you. So thanks for watching. See you next time. Be good, be well. Bye-bye.